Hey, what's up, guys? How are you today? Welcome to my vlog. On my way to my brother. Traffic is big today. Though we have nice weather. Warm weather for leather, eh? Actually, a small update before I start the vlog. I do have my leathers today, so full leather today. A small update, perhaps, on my leather trousers, which I'm currently wearing. Now, I gave you links in my previous video to to the gear I bought, right? Not because I want you to buy them or something, but because I wanted to show you how they look and basically what you know what they're made of, pretty much. So that's for your information, basically. Nowhere in my mind was that to give you those links and endorse buying this stuff or something. I'm not an affiliate, and therefore I don't give a shit if you buy it from this website or not. But in order to give you those links, I had to visit those links, right? That's the basic premise, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to actually show you those links if I couldn't copy them in somewhat copy them and display them below in the description. And in order to do that, I had to obviously visit the links, right? Now, I paid for those pants. I paid, no lie, I paid £198, right? After I checked those links, a few days later, I mean, I'm doing this vlog a bit later than when I checked. But when I checked that video, they actually lowered the price after like 2 or 3 days to £179. So £40 difference, basically. Whereas, I paid £20 more. I mean, I'm not going to complain to them. I mean, kudos to them. GG, good game, well played, and all that. They won this round. Basically, they got more from me, and I was willing to pay that much. It's just, leaves a bit of a bad taste in my mouth that they did it after like 2 days or something after I bought it. It's a bit of a dick move in my opinion. But yeah, now you can get them even cheaper from that website. So if you are actually, in the market for leather trousers or jeans, perhaps you can consider that, since they're £40 cheaper now. Don't know if they're gonna be very popular since the price dropped so much. But overall, yeah, they lowered the price again. So, but I'm not gonna give you those links here because I'm a dick as well. I'm not gonna promote this website since I have nothing. I don't get any type of stuff from them or anything, right? I'm not in the market of endorsing random companies or websites for their products. I recommended that product in one of my videos, and that's enough, I believe, with a link as well. So if you want that link, you can go to my other video where I shared the news of my new gear and just get it from there, right? Or just search for RST Tracktech Evo 4 leather jeans, something like that, and you should find them somewhere on any website you like. The cheapest is the best, since they're all the same. But anyway, that's not the topic of my vlog today, and it's not going to be a long one because I don't want to rant about it too much. And some people may be pissed actually that I talk about that kind of stuff. And what I want to talk about, or in part at least, is the compilation sort of biker mistake, or car drivers' mistakes, bikers versus car drivers, or something like that, or perhaps road rage compilation, stuff like that, right? Especially on motorcycles, you probably know about them. And you probably, if you are interested in motovlogging, you probably saw them as well. And I don't want to talk about those videos specifically, because I don't have anything against those videos. Maybe perhaps if they contain too much road rage, right? They promote road rage in a sense because they display that and don't condemn it in the video, then it's kind of promoting or kind of neutral stance I'm gonna say that I don't approve of road rage. I mean, someone flicking a finger or saying fuck you, shouting fuck you, that's not road rage. Road rage is stopping in the middle of traffic and arguing with people, or getting off your bike, getting out of your car. That's road rage. That's what road rage is to me. Not someone flicking a finger or saying fuck you, whatever, right? And just moving on. That's not road rage. That is just being angry and just shouting a few words, right? And that's something I would condemn, because it's not a good behavior on the road. Whether someone make a mistake or not, whether you made a mistake or someone else, rage or anger is not the best idea, you know, to travel with, you know. But that's my opinion, obviously, and people may have other opinions. It's up to them. But what I want to talk about specifically is the comment section of those videos, right? Because the comment section, and let me tell you, right, YouTube has lots of fucking instructors in comment section, and the people know like a lot of shit. Seriously, people know a lot of shit, and they claim a lot of stuff as well in the comment section, especially on those videos, right? Everyone knows better, everyone is a fucking instructor. And in reality, when you check out some of those channels, or most of them even, like some of them claim, I might actually try to pull out some of those comments. I'll blank out the usernames just for the sake of privacy and stuff. But I'll show you a few of those comments in the corner somewhere. And you can see what I'm talking about. Come on, merch, good job. And so the comments that I mean is, it's basically like self-righteous or kind of keyboard warriors. I call them keyboard warriors. I don't know if it's correct use of that kind of thing, of that kind of title, let's call it. But I call them keyboard warriors. And there's a certain reason why I call them that. It's because anyone on the internet, when you have access to internet and keyboard, anyone can be a keyboard warrior, man. Anyone can just point shit out on a video and sound righteous or something. Anyone can do that. Seriously, anyone can do that. As long as you have internet, you can search for anything. You can look anything up from the comfort of your home or whatever, you know, on your mobile. I want to change lanes here, but fuck it, left lane always goes faster. So I'm gonna stick with the left lane, maybe filter a bit. Filter a bit. Don't change lights. Okay. You know, you see those comments and you kind of wonder to yourself, right? Are people that bored in their life? Like they have nothing else to do in their life. Every week, like some of them comment like every week on every sort of video, or every time new video comes out, they just comment the same stuff. They repeat the same shit, you know. Sit there. And I find it funny, basically. I'm not saying these people cannot do it. I mean, the comment section is for that, basically. It's a section to place comments. I'm not saying no. But I find it funny, you know. And sometimes these people get stuff spectacularly wrong as well. So, for example, I will give you 2 examples because don't want to make it too long. I'll give you 2 examples. One example is the zigzag lines, right? Some of these people like to quote the fucking zigzag lines as if it's their shit, you know, like they believe in it better than in any religion, basically. Zigzag lines is their shit, basically. And they get it wrong, because they say that you cannot overtake on zigzag lines. I don't know if I can actually pull out one of those comments, but I've saw them a few times, so if I cannot find it, you have to take my word for it. I'm not pulling this shit out of my hat. So I cannot overtake on zigzag lines. I actually overtook on zigzag lines. Right now I'm doing it. Now, there's a police officer, and somehow no one gives a shit. Right? guy is moving away from me. Somehow people don't give a shit. There was a police officer in the car. No one gives a shit. And do you know why no one gives a shit? First of all, I'm on a bike and these rules are not enforced that much. That's one thing. And the other thing, zigzag lines are not for not overtaking. There's no rule in highway code. I actually dare anyone to go to highway code. There's over 300 rules plus additional stuff. Right? And find me a line that says zigzag lines are meant, you are not meant to overtake on zigzag lines. Find me that line. I am actually daring anyone to go there and find me that line because I know it doesn't exist. I know it doesn't exist because zigzag lines don't mean you are not allowed to overtake. That's not what the zigzag lines are for. The zigzag lines are for a no parking kind of area. So that's what they mean. So you are not allowed to park within the area of the zigzag lines. And the zigzag lines are usually in front of crossings. And why are they in front of crossings? And there's a reason for that as well. It's because you have to keep it clear for people to see pedestrians, people to see, other vehicles and stuff like that approaching. That's for the junctions, obviously not for crossings. Like no vehicle will actually cross through the crossing with pedestrians, but other vehicles approaching on the junction, there are rules stating you are not allowed to park within 10 meters of a junction. There is actual rule. I can actually pull it out. And the same is with the zigzag lines. The zigzag lines mark an area where you cannot park. You must not park. Actually, it's a legal binding kind of rule. So if you break it, they can actually put fines and put you to court. So it's a criminal offense. The must not and must are, if you do or do not do them, are criminal offenses. They're criminal offenses. They're linked to a certain laws in, well, I don't know, in certain laws. There's nothing else I can add there. So yeah, you must or must not do them. That means they're criminal offenses if you do or do not do them, right? So when it says, and I'll pull that for you as well, or you must not park on the zigzag lines. But it doesn't say you cannot overtake. Nowhere does it say that you cannot overtake on zigzag lines, right? So that's one thing. And the other thing is, there is another rule saying I am not allowed to overtake the foremost car to the crossing, especially when they let pedestrians go, right? That's why I'm not allowed to overtake. But I can overtake other cars. So that means if there are three cars that say on fits in the zigzag lines kind of thing, if there are 3 cars, I can overtake the 2 cars, no problem. Legally I can overtake the 2 cars and stop behind the first car, and that's legal. There's nothing you can do about that. I can do it. That's legal. If it's safe to do so, I can do it. And in reality is different than highway code, right? You use the highway code to learn how to drive or ride, but then the highway code does not become obsolete. I wouldn't say it becomes obsolete, but it's not as strictly enforced as you'd think. As I said, I overtook on the crossing. There were lights, so I had green light and I could go, I could filter. It was safe for me to do so. And the police officer did nothing to me. And the same would be if there was a crossing. If I did that in front of a crossing and the police officer was there, I did that many times with police officers present. No one ever stopped me for that. And no one ever stops other bikers as far I could, witness in my life. As long as you do it within, the reason, like you are not doing it dangerously in front of cops, for example. If you're not doing it dangerously in front of cops, They will not stop you. Why would they stop you? You can filter, you are not the bike. The same is with traffic. If you filter in heavy traffic and there is like junction, for example. By the way, on junctions, it doesn't say you must not overtake. Do not overtake. And there is a difference. There is an actual difference between those two statements. Because do not or should not are advisory, kind of. They're advisory, they're not linked to any laws. So for example, parking on the crossing is illegal, it's a criminal offense. But going, filtering through the junction is not illegal per se. It's not advised. And if I create a danger, if I create an accident, the highway code can be quoted because I wasn't paying due care to the road ahead or something like that. I was not driving carefully enough. So I can be fined and stuff like that, right? I can be at fault. But it's not illegal. If I don't cause any problems, it's not illegal for me to do it. And that's the difference. And people don't seem to, especially those who post those self-righteous comments, they don't see those differences. They only see one rule and just cannot do it. I'll give you one more example actually two more examples. As a proof of people not understanding the rules properly. And I do, because I actually passed the theory test twice. One time I actually got full score, so. One more example I can give you is the use of horn. Now, you cannot use your horn, right? You cannot use your horn between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. Also, while you're stationary, right? So you cannot use your horn while stationary. And people would say, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Of course there's nothing wrong, those are the rules, and I can pull them out for you. There's nothing wrong with that, but there is an exception. So if you read only those two lines, then yeah, most of the times people use horn would be illegal. But there is an exception, and that exception basically destroys those two lines. And that exception is called, if someone is posing a danger, you are allowed to do it. So if someone is posing a danger to you or other road users, you are allowed to use your horn to warn. Imagine someone is trying to run you over or change lanes into you, and it's like 12. What are you supposed to do? Rev your engine. Hey, that's one way, obviously, but why would you have a horn? That's why a horn is used. That's why you have a horn, in order to actually warn people of your presence or warn them in overall. That's why you have a horn. So yeah, there is an exception to that rule. So it wouldn't be illegal if someone actually pulled out on me and it was like 12 a.m. I can use my horn. Obviously not excessively. So for example, the rule states when someone poses a danger. So if you're taking a piss and using your horn at 12 a.m., let's say, to call a friend to hurry up from a fucking apartment or whatever, or from flat, yeah, that's taking a piss. But if you're actually using it to warn someone else of your presence or something like that, someone is posing a danger to you, then no one can actually fine you for that. And there's one more rule that people actually don't give a shit about. And even the highway code people who wrote the highway code or the stipulations and stuff like that, even they know about this. And they kind of, don't give a shit either. Kind of, I don't know how to put it, how else to put it. And I'm talking about the rule 110. 110. Dude, seriously. Like I'm flagging you twice. I'm flagging you grandma twice. I understand you are grandma, but I'm flagging you twice. I'm letting you go twice, and you're sitting there looking at me basically. Like, seriously. Anyway, so the example I want to talk about is rule 110. I remember it because it's easy to remember, that's one thing, and the other thing is it's ridiculous because the other rule just kind of undermines it. So 111. I'll show you 110 first. So 110 is basically about flashing your headlights. So you are allowed to flash your headlights only when when you want to warn others of your presence. That's the purpose of flashing your headlights, right? And according to the highway code, right? But reality, as I said, is different. What do people do in reality? Why they flash their headlights in reality? To let people pass, right? Now, if you look over there, right, the yellow button over there, it's a pass button. It's not called warn others of your presence, it's called pass button. And what does it do? It flashes my headlights. So basically, manufacturers don't give a shit about that rule. And it says you only have, the only message you want to convey with your flashing headlights is to warn others of your presence, not let someone pass. And then they undermine it in the next rule, in 111, with this. I don't remember the wording precisely, but it says, you can read it actually, but it says something like this: when people flash their headlights, don't be eager to actually go, because they might not actually let you pass. So they know full well that people do it in order to let you pass, and yet they still confuse others within the highway code. So they know people use it to let people pass, and yet they say the only thing you can use it for is warn others, and no one fucking uses it like that. Literally no one. The reality, as I said, the reality is different. The reality is different than the highway code. It just is. If you go with the highway code like from the beginning to end, and you keep to it like a gospel basically, then you'll get nowhere in London, especially in traffic, because you'd have to actually let everything go, make sure everything is safe, and so on. And in London, let me tell you, you have to push in to get somewhere. Like seriously, you have to push in. Sometimes cars do have to push in when there's traffic, and that's why I don't shout at people when they push in during the traffic, because they want to go home as well. I want to go home, they want to go home. They have to push in. Someone has to let these people in, because otherwise, how will they ever go out from a junction or something, right? So that's what I'm saying. So those are the keyboard warriors. I mean, you are free to express your opinions and thoughts however you like. I'm not saying this should be censored or anything, but do you seriously have that much time in your life to worry about those things and even get them spectacularly wrong, man? Hey, think about it a bit. Maybe spend your time a bit differently. Maybe do something else with your time. Maybe prove how well you ride with your own videos. That would be a good idea, because usually those people who come and have no videos about motovlogging or whatever, no videos of motorcycles, sometimes they claim, oh, I have 30 years of experience or something, right? Yeah, but how can you prove it if you have no videos, nothing? You have nothing. So anyone can claim shit like that, no? Anyone can claim that, and anyone can post a comment saying, oh, I have 30 years of experience, or 20 years of experience riding a bike, and I feel appalled when I see those bikes, whatever. I'm not condemning any person, because condemning someone is easy. It's easy to condemn people, especially when they make mistakes. But I look more at myself. So dude, seriously, when I watch those videos, I usually watch them for mistakes, and not because I will have entertainment from those videos, but because I want to know what sort of mistakes people do, and what can I do? What can I learn from those mistakes, and what can I do in order to improve myself? That's the reason. That's the reason. Not because I want to see people, getting slammed or something like that. But yeah, anyway, I've ranted long enough, man. I've ranted long enough, and I think I'm gonna stop over here. But yeah, you can tell me what you think, right? Because, as I say, it is that kind of topic, and I think I've ranted long enough, like half an hour already. So So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. You can tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and do visit the links in the description. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you next time. Blast out.